Hello again, welcome back to Thinking Maths. The next law in our progression of exponent laws, if you will, is the negative exponent law, which states this: a to the negative m is the same as 1 over a to the m. Now if you watch my zero exponent law, you'll notice I explained how something to the power of 0 is always 1. Alright, 2 to the 3 is 8, 2 squared is 4, 2 to the 1 is 2, and 2 to the 0 is 1. And I said, every time I go up the chart, I divide by 2. And I subtract 1 on my exponents this time. Alright? Now, for the negative exponent law, if I keep this going up 1 more, if I subtract 1 from the exponent, I get 2 to the negative 1, and my pattern still holds. 1 divided by 2 is simply 1/2. And you can see here, 2 to the negative 1 is the same as 1 over 2 to the positive 1. Alright? So all I did, I reciprocated this. Again, any number can be written as something over 1. Well, if I want to make this exponent positive, as shown here in my law, all I got to do is reciprocate this. Okay? And it works both ways. I could have 1 over 2 to the negative 2. I want to make that positive, I reciprocate it. 2 to the 2. And yeah, sure, it's over 1, but I don't even need to write that. And it's just 4. Okay? So anytime you have a negative exponent, whether it's on the top or whether it's on the bottom, to make it positive, you reciprocate it. And sometimes in math, they want things to look a certain way. And in this case, that's one of them. They always want you to write your exponents as a positive number. So to do that, again, you just reciprocate. Let's look at some examples. Okay, first up is 3 to the negative 2. Again, anything can be written over 1. And to make that exponent positive, all I have to do is reciprocate this is 1 over 3 squared. And you could write that as 1 over 9, depending on what the question's asking you to. Okay, the next one is r to the negative 0.35. My exponent's negative and now it's a decimal. Doesn't matter. My law said to make it positive, essentially you just take it to the bottom or reciprocate it. R to the 0.35. And last but not least, x to the negative 3 over y to the negative 8. Now I have a negative on top and negative on the bottom. Again, to make them positive, you simply reciprocate. Now if you can't wrap your mind around that, it's the same as this. Again, thinking principle says, I can change math and mold it in different ways to make it something a little bit more easier for me to see. So in this case, I'm going to separate x to the negative 3, and I'm going to say that's 1 over y to the negative 8. I've just slid this one over and multiplied them. To make them positive, I just reciprocate. And now I can multiply across the top and bottom to get y to the 8 over x to the 3. That's the explanation. But again, if you understand the rule, to make both these positive, I could just simply rewrite them as the reciprocated version. Move the negative up by reciprocating, and then move the negative down by reciprocating. And that's all there is for negative exponents. Stay tuned for the next video on fractional exponents.